Welcome to our kitchen on Howell Mountain at our Dancing Bear Ranch property. My name is Brian Streeter, Culinary Director of Cakebread Cellars. This month, we're going to do a recipe to pair with our Rubaiyat, and the recipe that we've chosen to go with it is grilled duck breast with plum mostarda. We're going to take duck breasts, we're going to trim them up and grill them, and then marinate them. Our marinade today's got Ras el Hanout in it, which is a Moroccan spice blend. And then the condiment or sauce that we're going to serve with it is Plum mustard, an Italian condiment, sort of has a sweet and sour component to it. Rubaiyat is a wine that our winemaker makes every summer. It's a proprietary red. The idea behind it is that the blend changes every year, but it's meant to be enjoyed and consumed by the end of the summer. And so we sort of look at it as this wine to enjoy with friends and family when you're grilling in the backyard, entertaining during the summer months. And it's just an easy drinking wine. It's got really nice ripe red fruit to it. Tannins are really soft, so I think that's one of the reasons why it goes with so many different things. So we have our duck breasts. We're going to cut in between, trim off any fat that's sort of hanging off the side. And then we're going to trim off sinew or connective tissue that's flesh side on the breast. And we're just going to make cuts all the way across, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch across. And then we'll go the opposite direction. Ras el Hanout, which I'll sprinkle pretty liberally over the top. I'll do the bottom in a minute. Kosher salt. A little cracked black pepper. I'm just going to add a little bit of garlic. You can chop it, or I like to run it on zester. And now we chop up the thyme real lightly with the knife. Flip over the duck breasts, season the flesh side. And now we're rubbing in the garlic and the thyme. Ideally, you could do this the day before and let it marinate overnight. So we're gonna dice our plums up. Cut it off of the pit, 1/2 inch pieces. They'll break down into the mostarda. All of our fruit has been chopped. Now we're ready to add it to our red wine mixture. We've got a stainless steel pan, which we're gonna add 1/2 bottle of wine to. You can use Rubaiyat if you want, or any sort of red table wine that you wouldn't mind pouring yourself a glass of. And then about 1 cup of sugar. We're gonna add in a couple tablespoons of mustard seed, and our red wine vinegar and our mustard we're gonna whisk together in a separate bowl and then add that in to the red wine mixture. And everything's gonna boil until the sugar dissolves and everything starts to get thick. Now that we've reduced it to 3/4, we're gonna add our chopped plums in. Stir that around. We'll let that continue cooking until the plums start to soften. As you can see, plums are nice and soft. You can still see them. You don't want them to totally break down so that you can't sort of see bits of plum in there. And the liquid is starting to thicken. So we're gonna turn this off. I'm just gonna add a pinch of salt. And then we're just gonna add a little bit of mustard oil. And we're gonna let this cool down. Set that off to the side. So we're gonna set our duck breasts skin side down on a preheated, very hot grill. It sizzle when it goes down. The skin of a duck is fairly thick. And so if you've grilled chicken before, you know that usually once you start to cook the chicken, you're gonna get flare-ups when the fat starts to come out of the skin. So what you want is part of your grill to be nice and hot, and then a place that you can slide the duck off once you start to get flare-ups. I've turned this down to a low heat, whereas this is nice and high, and I can get some nice sear on it and some color on it. A little firmer. This very end, just lightly brush them with a little honey. Remove them from the grill, set them on a rack, and we're gonna let them rest just for about 5 minutes so the juices will distribute back through the meat. Get the nice juicy duck breasts, get the nice warm spices on the outside, the savory, sweet component of the sauce. I think marries really well with the bright fruit characteristics of the wine. Nice soft tannins, should be wonderful together. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen. To get this recipe and other recipes, or to learn more about Cakebread Cellars, visit us at our website at cakebread.com. Cheers.